Hey everyone, welcome back. If you don't like the path that you're walking, change it. Create a new path. That has been the theme for my whole month of October. Through the month, I've been making changes, making adjustments, hearing other people's situations, and advising them to do the same. If you don't like your current path, pave a new one. Let's get into this week. So hey, I'm Allanda. I'm a 47-year-old mother of 6, high school teacher, and I'm on a weight loss journey. For 35 weeks, I used Zepbound as my method or tool to help me lose weight. For 2 weeks, roughly 10 days, I jumped over to Saxenda, and then I am now on a tirzepatide. And that's because medication is expensive. So I'm trying to give my wallet a little break. And I realized I am pretty crooked. There we go. Let's at least get the angle right on the video. So, like I said, this week I have really been, or not really this week, this month of October, I've really been looking at ways to navigate my weight loss journey. I've lost roughly 60 pounds. You'll see the true number at the end of the video when I give myself my injection, and this will be injection number 2. But as I go through the month of October, I've had a lot of adjusting, changing, and I just want to share with you. Every week I give a weekly update. It usually uploads on Fridays, so today is Friday. So let's get into it. If something's not working, change it. Well, Zepbound wasn't working with my money, so I changed it. I started using Saxenda, and Saxenda did me dirty. My body is very different from my body 6 years ago, 10 years ago, however many years ago. It's different. So when I got on it this time, being my 3rd time, my body had a lot of inflammation, but I also had a lot of diarrhea. I didn't really talk about that on the last one because I had kind of mitigated the situation fairly quickly. But 2 things I noticed being on Saxenda. 1, food noise. I'll be honest, I didn't know what food noise was until I got on Zepbound and it went away. Like, oh my gosh, it's like quiet in here. Hello? It was so quiet. I had spent majority of my life listening to what should we eat for dinner? What should we have for snack? Ooh, is this the right snack? Maybe we need 2 snacks. And I just thought that was normal. Like many of you, I've heard people say it like, everybody doesn't think like that. I thought people did. I did. That's why in my mind, like when you turn to look at someone and go, what should we have for dinner? They can answer so quickly because they were thinking about it. Like, oh, I think we should have hot dogs. Oh, yeah, hot dogs sound good. You good with hot dogs? Yeah, I'm good with hot dogs. Because I thought everybody was constantly thinking about food. Now, I know better. They're not. It was just me. Maybe they are. I do know my 11-year-old thinks about food 99% of the day. He does. And I don't know how to deal with that. But yeah, now that I've been on Zepbound and everything is kind of turned off, I can see him being me, like constantly. We'll even be just watching TV, a commercial comes on, and now that he's not watching the TV, he's thinking food. And he's like, hey, have we started thinking about dinner? Or, oh, did you hear about a new restaurant? And I'm like, dude, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What are you doing? But in his mind, his focus has changed. So now food came back. So it is something that is concerning to me. We have a visit, I think it's January. It's like the first week after Christmas. He has a appointment with his pediatrician. And so I'll kind of talk to her about it. I don't know if I want to put him on medication. I really don't want to, but it's not a weight issue. It's just now that I know what I know and it is food noise that's playing in his head, what can we do? Coping strategies to help him, because the reality, at some point I am going to get off of a GLP-1. And that food noise is going to come back. It is. And I know it. You know how I know? Because this week was my first week on a tirzepatide. And I understand why people microdose. I think that's what it's called, microdose, where you do a little here and then a couple of days later do a little. You can't really do that with Zepbound pen because all the medication comes in at once. But when you microdose, you can split your 10 into 5s. Not what I did, not what I'm doing, but I've noticed that around Tuesday, the food noise was coming back. And it does that with Zepbound too. It does. It's just I hold strong and I start thinking about all my tools in my toolbox. But if you have your syringe and your vial, you know what? So I can understand a whole lot. I can understand how people overdose, especially if you're microdosing. I can see a whole lot now. I can see clearly now. Yeah, I can see a lot. So, like I said, I don't want to put him on anything. I just want to know what kind of tools will his pediatrician recommend that I can also use on my weight loss journey. I do see my doctor on Tuesday of next week. I think it's like, what, the 5th, November 5th, election day. And I might bring it up to her. It's just, I got a whole list of stuff that she and I got to go over. I got a whole list. So, I'm not going to really bring it up with her. Yeah. I just did a lot of talking. What was I talking about? Yeah, ADHD is real. So, speaking of overdosing. So I understand where the mishap happened with my Amble ordering. So there are these little clicks, like these little boxes that you click, 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 click. What is your current dose? Do you want to go up in dose? Notes for your doctor. So I did click on 10 milligrams. I did say stay on dose, but then on the next one where you type it out, I stated, am interested in hearing about titrating up. I'm interested in titrating up. So that's what they did. They titrated me up. Now, the next part was that I might, M-I-G-H-T, have to schedule a consult in order to go up in dose. Well, since I never got a consult to go up in dose, I assumed I was still on 10. So my fault, because I did leave a little message that said, I am interested in titrating up. Am I interested right now in titrating up? No, but I wanted to leave that out there. That's why I said current dose. Do you want to move up in dose? I said no. Notes for the doctor, and I wrote my notes. So I guess, my mind was a little wobbly, and whoever was reading it was like, so you do, you don't? Okay, you do. And like I said, I never had the consult with the physician to say, yes, move me up, or no, maybe my next order, move me up. So, yeah. In theory, I have 10 and a half months of, well, I guess now, no, not 10, 4. I have 4 months of tirzepatide currently, 2 being Zepbound pens. So at some point, I am going to want to order 12.5, just not yet. I need to use what I have before I try to do that. So yeah, that's where the mix-up came from. But today, I gave myself 10 milligrams. That was clear, and you'll see that at the end. So yeah, going back, I talked about, the theme for this month is if you don't like the path you're on, change it. And I applied that in many, many aspects. With today being November 1st, it's a big day for high school seniors. They are turning in their applications for early decision and early action. Matter of fact, I had to write a letter of recommendation 1 hour before I left work. Because the girl came to me and was like, I should have asked you for this long time ago, but I couldn't decide if I wanted to apply to this school, but I am going to apply now, I think. Can you write a letter? And I was like, you think? You want me to hustle and bustle and you're not sure you're going to use it? she just started talking about all the pros and cons, and I was like, yeah, I'll write it. Just leave me alone. Give me a moment. I'll write it and send it to you. But like I told her before she left, look, girl, if you are not in it to win it, don't do it. You know, if you don't like the path you're on, change it. Pave a new path. If this is not the school you want to be applying to, don't. Apply regular decision and pick another school where your heart lies and apply to that one early action, early decision. Yeah. And then I met with a coworker on Wednesday, but I also talked to her last week about weight loss journey. And this Wednesday, she was real funny because she remembered me talking about Zepbound the week prior, and she had some questions about it because she wasn't doing so hot on her weight loss journey. So again, if you don't like the path that you're on, change it. And, I was trying to get her, to kind of go Zepbound. But I know what our school district does. I know they're not going to pay for it. And so I did try to push for tirzepatide. I gave her a list of 5 different telehealth companies, but truly telling her she needs a primary care physician. She is somewhat new to Houston, like within the last 4 years, and she just never got a primary care. Understandable. But baby, you gotta get a primary care. So I did check in on her today for lunch because we had a food truck. So I wanted to see if she wanted to walk with me down to the food truck. But her next door neighbor, her next door teacher told me that she's been out for the last 2 days. So I hope she is okay. I'm just gonna say she is. And Tuesday we have election day at the school, and like many school districts, they close so the elections can take place. So Tuesday I'll be able to run around the school building a little freely, and I will check in with her and kind of see where she is on her journey, her path that she's recreating. Speaking of recreating, 2.0 Mommy on her last week's video listed several different food dishes that are under 500 calories. And one of them was spaghetti squash. And I've always seen spaghetti squash, but it makes me nervous. Like, I don't know. Is it gonna work? How do you cook it? Is it good? Is it not good? I have a family of 6. I can't be wasting food. So Wednesday, I made spaghetti squash. And I want to tell her thank you. I know I do need to tell you what sauce I used because I still forgot and I already threw the can out. So next time I go to the store, I'll take a picture of it because I really don't remember what it was. But it worked out because, again, my family, they are really adjusting to my weight loss journey. My food has changed. Therefore, the menu in the house has changed. And what we eat and how much we eat has adjusted. But, we're starting to get bored of the same thing over and over and over. So, again, I'm having to pave a new path as it comes to food. And every single person in the house liked the spaghetti squash. So I even put some meatballs in it and some roasted tomatoes in the sauce. And then we had Brussels sprouts with bacon. They love Brussels. I tell you, my kids go crazy. They don't care if it's broiled or air fried or even steamed. They love some Brussels sprouts. Which is funny because I grew up saying I didn't like them. Oh, I don't like them. And that's because everybody else was saying, ew, I don't like them. Yeah, me either. But now I eat them at least once a week. So again, we're having to adjust some things in the house and just, move accordingly. What else? So back on Saxenda. So one, I did hear the food noise. I heard the food noise. My second thing that I have noticed when I was on it was my bowels changed. As you all know, being on a GLP-1, constipation is real. And I've heard people say that they've gotten diarrhea. Like, oh, I got diarrhea. I'm like, for real? Because everybody I hear or talk to, they say constipation. So I have been prone to take fiber gummies. I take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, so 4 in the whole day. But I still am not, passing stuff daily. It's roughly every other day. And I drink a lot of water. Y'all know I'm always on my water. Drink a lot of water. My fiber could probably be better, but I eat a salad every day in some way, shape, or form. So I just, being on Zepbound, I just kind of accepted things for what they are. I'm having bowel movement every other day. Well, being on Saxenda, the faucet got turned on. So everything was moving quickly. Diarrhea was not the problem. I even made a video about me having constipation, not being able to go to the bathroom for 4 days. Woo, that was a rough 4 days. But when I got on Saxenda, the faucet turned on. I was literally letting it flow. As the movie say, let it flow, can't hold it anymore. That was me. So I was actually about to reach out to my doctor and tell her, hey, I'm gonna need those little pills you gave me earlier in my journey to stop the diarrhea. Because if you remember, some of y'all are my OGs, y'all been here for a while, hey. Earlier on in my journey, I was constipated, and then when I titrated it up, the faucet got turned on again. And so for 3 days, I had diarrhea. Everything I ate flew out. So I knew that wasn't good. So I reached out to my doctor, and she sent me 6 little pills that I took that calmed everything down. But like I said, being on Zepbound, I was every other day with the fiber gummies. Now that's not a normal me. And I even tried Metamucil. Somebody said Colace. That makes my stomach hurt. I tried it. It was like, and I can't have that. I can't have that. So I did not stay on Colace. Matter of fact, the co-parent took that and disappeared with it. Have fun, boo. But I just accepted the path that I was on. But when I got on Saxenda, the faucet came on, and I was like, ooh, we got to do something about this. On that same day that I was working on writing the email to my doctor, I got an email from a representative from Culturel. And Culturel has been in my family for a moment, because when my son was 9 years old, he was very constipated. And being a 9-year-old, he didn't tell me like, hey, Mom, I haven't had a boo-boo in 2 days. Or, Mom, I haven't had a boo-boo in 3 days. He didn't say any of that. I just happened to walk by, and I heard him grunting and making noises in the bathroom. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he was like, I can't poop. And so I made an appointment with the doctor, his pediatrician, and she recommended kids Culturel. So he took almost a whole box of them, one a day. We introduced yogurt. We increased his water, because she really felt like water was the culprit. He just wasn't drinking enough. And that's why I give that analogy. If you're at a water park and there's no water, can you slide? No, you cannot slide. You get stuck, because that's the analogy that the pediatrician gave. And so that has always enticed my son to drink his water. I want to go to a water park and I want it to slide. Yes, boo, you want it to slide. Well, with Saxenda, everything was sliding, and the representative said, hey, would you be interested in being an affiliate for us? And I was like, yeah, because actually this might help me. So I ran the Target, even though they were sending me 2 boxes. Thank you. I ran the Target. I bought a box, and within 2 days, life had calmed down to normal. It had got so bad, y'all, I wasn't even taking the fiber chews. I stopped taking the fiber chews. I was like, no. I need to slow this down, not try to speed this up. So there are 30 in this box. And y'all know, being on a GLP-1, gut health is important. It's important. But I didn't realize just how important it is. Like, did you know your gut health actually helps with your serotonin? Like, your brain chemicals? Like, it's all connected. And I want to be happy, y'all. I want to be happy. But you get 3 tins. And I've already been using them. But I'll be honest. This is actually the box that they mailed. The first box that I bought home from Target, co-parent took a whole one and disappeared with it. My daughter, who's a wrestler, and she's constantly concerned about her weight and, you know, making sure that everything flows. She's like, Mom, I bust weight by one poop. I'm like, you didn't poop this morning? No, I pooped last night, and then we had dinner, so I bust weight. So she takes one a day every morning, and I take one a day every morning. So our first box that I got from Target is already gone. It's gone. And this is my box that I have been using, that I keep tucked away. This is my box because I am not a GI expert. I'm not a GI doctor, but I do know what it's like to have a good bowel movement. And every day I've had a bowel movement since. Every day, every single day. I'm not in there struggling. I'm not in there straining. Stuff is moving. It's moving. I also feel less bloated. I think that helps with it. Yes. Reduces occasional gas, bloating, and diarrhea. So I know being on a tirzepatide or GLP-1 can cause diarrhea, but definitely constipation. But it's all based on the probiotics of your gut. So I've been taking them. I've actually not gotten back on to taking my fiber. I have not. I probably should. But because everything's been flowing daily, and remember, for the last 35 weeks, I was going every other day, and I just embraced that as that's my life. Well, babies, I have changed the path. I have pivoted, and now I take this one a day. They say you could take 2 a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, but I don't need to. I don't. It works well for me. There's also a Harvard study, and I'll show the video below. I'll link it below. A Harvard study from a Princeton medical profession who talks about all the benefits of cultural. So again, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't pretend to play one, but I do boo-boo, and I know you all want to boo-boo as well. So wouldn't it be nice if we could just do it once a day? Once a day, once a day. So yeah. Speaking of once a day, I gave myself my injection this morning, and it went well, and I have no concerns that it's gonna cause constipation because I am on Cotterell. That's my little plug. As you know, I don't typically recommend products unless it's the coldest water bottle, because this is the coldest, and it is so good. You hear all my ice and water. But this one is near and dear to my heart. So when they reached out, I was like, yeah, because y'all saved my son from having to have an enema. When we took him to the ER, they were talking about doing an enema. But yeah, they're working us out. So let's get into this video. Good morning, everyone. My son is getting his water bottle ready. And I am getting my shot ready. There we go. Ooh. Okay, we're doing 50 units. And I just weighed myself. I am 204.1. So I'm back to celebrating 60 pounds loss. Yay! Okay. So 50. Boobs in the way. Guess that's a good thing, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Did it go in? Nope. Okay, hold on. We're in, people. We're in. Okay. Now, truth be told, I did this Wednesday. I gave myself a shot, but I poked my skin and I realized if I go slow, yes, I'm gonna feel the first needle to my skin, but if I go slow, I don't feel anything. So I did that. And I'm still gonna look into the auto injector, but I don't get paid till next week. So that is not in this month or this 2 weeks budget. So yeah, we did that. Did I tell you how much I weighed? Yes, I did. All right, people. Y'all have a blessed weekend. See y'all later.